Okay, special issues. Counselor Smith.
Here.
Counselor Gear.
Here.
Counselor Alamon. Counselor Sims.
Here.
Counselor Andress.
Here. All right.
Everybody's here. You have a quorum.
Excellent. Okay, if I could get a motion to dispense with the reading and approval of the minutes.
So
moved.
All right. Motion for Mr. Alamon, second for Ms. Andress. All in favor, please say
Aye.
aye. Aye.
I heard you, Mr. Sims.
All right, I'm just gonna start at the top. 17-10-15, request for consideration of noise and odor problems from Buffalo Rock and Mayfield Barbers. We're just gonna continue to carry that one over. I have not heard from anyone recently, and have not heard anything, negative or positive since the spill that happened not too long ago. 150820, request for consideration of a memorial donation policy. Ms. Andress and myself. Counselor Sims and I spoke about this before the meeting, and he had printed out the policy that had been presented to us that came from a park board. It actually came from our park board. And he had made some suggestions and some changes. Has anybody else looked it over and made any adjustments or suggestions?
That was the question as to how long the person being memorialized.
Yes, that's what Mr. Sims. Yeah, Mr. Sims just changed it to say deceased, period, like not put a time limit on it. And I don't know, Berkeley, is there a reason why you would want like a time different? Would you want to say like, oh, the person has to have been passed away for X, is there a reason for that?
No, we kind of we went through a bunch of different ones across the country.
Yeah.
Looking at what different cities had,
Yeah.
different parks, and most of them were, for some reason or another, a lot of them just went 10 years and gave the family the opportunity if they wanted to renew it or, and it didn't really, on all the ones that Rusty and I looked at, it didn't really say, it just gave them most of them had a 10 or 15 year time period and boom, that was it. You could either renew or.
Oh, so like the bench, the memorial, whatever the memorial might be, plaque, whatever.
I think a lot of it, to be honest, I think it's tied in with the cost if the bench or the whatever it may be had gotten worn or.
Right, needed to be
dilapidated
replaced.
Or whatever, then if somebody else at this family or whoever didn't want to re-up it, to renew it or put a new one in, I think it was mainly just to keep it in good condition.
Yeah.
And so they kind of tied in a time frame with it and said, look, Mr. Sims, your family's had this, it's been 15 years, we'd like to see a new one, if y'all want to do it. A lot of them went in half with them and said, city would, at this point in time, it's been 10 or 15 years, we'll split the cost with you and renew it for another 15 years or 10.
Okay.
So that's
Yeah.
the majority of what we saw, that was kind of the whole gist of it, I think,
Yeah.
was to basically keep it
In good shape.
In good shape more than anything.
And I think the time frame on that's good. That makes
Okay.
sense. And then
Whatever you guys, I ain't being no doubt, 10 years was kind of, they get worn and, regardless.
Yeah.
You start.
Well, and then the
getting
other
rust.
thing was, like, at some point in the policy, it says something about the person has to have been deceased for
Yeah, no,
X time.
Yeah, there were some of them that they had to be deceased for anywhere from 3 to 5 years.
But is there a reason for that? There's not really
No.
any,
I mean,
okay,
that-
so we could just take that
Yeah,
out.
most of the people we had a few of those that were in there.
Yeah.
We just put it in there as a thing to look at.
Yeah.
Most of them didn't have that. It was,
Just if the person's deceased, period, yeah. Okay, let me ask this, Berkeley. If we make some adjustments to what you gave us and get that in shape, if we adopt that as a citywide policy, would then the park board
Yeah,
also?
we would take that on.
You would just take, okay,
We
okay.
would prefer to have it citywide.
Right.
That way it's not just.
On y'all.
Our board's got this and the city we would prefer to keep it.
Yeah,
uniform
all one thing.
With the whole city as
Okay.
a whole. 'Cause the
Berkeley
majority
usually
of
a
it-
team player when it comes to
Yeah.
that.
It's easier to.
Oh, yeah, well, and then you can always say, hey, I'm sorry, the city policy
Yeah,
is.
It's a lot easier to do it, maintain it that way, it's just easier across
Okay.
the board. We prefer you guys to be on the same page with us with it, to do it that way.
Okay.
And,
So, Mr. Kendrick, would you be okay if, I collect comments from everybody and then send you a document?
Yeah, I just need to attach the document to the resolution.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Whatever you-
All right,
Whatever
so,
it is, if somebody just sent it to me.
yeah, okay, so, I can be the repository for anyone's comments. Mr. Sims already has some that he's gonna send to me. So if everybody wants to just send me whatever your changes / suggestions are, it sounds like we're kinda all in the same zone, about the time limits and things like that. So, y'all just send those to me. I will get everything, in one document sent to, Mr. Kendrick. And then once we have that,
You gonna carry over one time, or you gonna?
I think so, just so we can look at it. I don't want to be the last eyes to see it, so I probably would like to have everybody look at it one last time with all the changes in the document so that we can make sure that it says what we want it to say. So I'll carry it over one more time. Y'all send me, any comments you have, and I'll get those to Mr. Kendrick, and we'll get it kind of in shape. And then we'll take a look at it one last time, and then hopefully get it out to council for approval. Does that work for everybody? Okay, all right, well, y'all send me your comments. All right, 231020, request for consideration of VIA regarding a microtransit system. Do we need to, now that the survey is complete, we talked about keeping it on, do we want to table it, or do we need to, what do we want to do with this item?
So in follow-up, I just went ahead and actually sent the committee and the rest of the council this afternoon
Yeah.
kind of a digest of information collected from research that RPC had sent at the onset of the survey, as well as a narrative, and then the raw results from the survey responses and a map of the results. And so I think tabling makes sense at this point.
Okay.
And I also think that we should, if we could appoint or designate somebody to maybe have a follow-up conversation with Randall or set up a meeting with Randall Minor as our representative on BJCTA. I know we mentioned that last time
Yeah.
in committee, but I don't know who's best to do that. But I would, however it's done, I'd like to share the information with him, as well
Yeah.
as possibly get some information about what is known about the direction BJCTA is headed
Yeah.
with microtransit.
Miss Smith,
Yeah.
Mr. Dickerson called me, today to find out about the budget amendment we made, so if you want me to call him tomorrow, I'd be happy to call and ask him about it, if you want me to.
Yeah, why don't you, cause I actually emailed, YTNG just a second ago about the, bus structures, cause there used to be somebody who was in charge of that, but I think that person left, cause they have a whole person that does nothing but the shelters. So, I was trying to find out from him who the correct person is to work with on that, but yeah, if you wanna ask, him,
I have,
yeah.
I think I'm on his speed dial, so I'll be happy to.
Yeah.
Um,
And Jennifer, will you, reach out to Randall and just tell him that we have these results? Yeah, okay. Jennifer's taking care of it right now. She's on it. Okay, so we'll take care of that. Okay, so do you want to move to drop it? I mean, not move to drop it, move to table it, and we'll put it down on the table, and then if we need to bring it back up, we can.
Yes, I'll make a motion to table 231020.
Okay?
Second.
Second for, motion to table from Mr. Sims, second from Ms. Andrus. All in favor, say aye, please.
Aye.
All right, so we will table that one and keep it around. 10:09:21. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and say 10:09:21 and 11:09:21. Those are the, public hearings set for November 8th at 6 PM on the 2 vacations. We are going to hear those we're gonna hear the presentations for those in our committee on the 1st. Yes, November 1st. So the week before, the thing, I've already sent out to y'all all the actual documents and drawings and all of that kind of stuff, but we'll hear the presentations from Mr. Moran and his team on the 1st, so that we don't have 3 weeks between when we hear from them and when we actually have the public hearing. So those will be carried over until November 1st. And then 18:09:21, request to consider that members of the beautification board as ward representatives be appointed by the council. From Mr. Sims, he sent out an email today with kind of the formal, idea of what that looks like, and then just presented everybody with the resolution itself, the ordinance, I'm sorry. So, does anybody have any questions about that? We'll be going to 15 members, right? 15 members, 10 of whom are ward rep, is that right? Did I make that up?
Yes, so.
And then 5 who are at large, correct?
That's correct, because
All-
currently it's a range of 10 to 25, so this just tries to kind of create a more definitive number.
Right.
And also, so this resolution is, just to clarify too, this is what Melody found that is the original resolution, which started the board as being appointed by the mayor.
Right.
Pages 4 and 5 reference what is essentially the bylaws, which are in Muni Code. And so what I sent today is revisions to what is in Muni Code to rewrite it somewhat with just track changes and change it from being appointed to the mayor to being appointed by council as board reps, and also reducing those number of members in consideration of that. So really what I think we're progressing towards is maybe kind of like where we're at with this bench policy is compiling edits, getting it a draft to Mr. Kendrick, and then maybe, carrying it over and coming back and then moving it forward in 2 weeks.
How many members are currently on the board?
Actual members appointed?
Yeah.
There's I think 12 right now. There's been some people who have resigned recently and some have been appointed, so I can't give you
I need to get with you,
a
probably,
firm
send you the
number.
listing that I have.
Okay.
But one thing I did want to be careful of is not to reduce the number to a point where we had to have anyone currently there resign. I want to make sure that we keep everyone within a ward rep or an at-large rep and add to it on a rotation going forward. So because 15 does seem like possibly
A lot.
larger than some other boards.
Are you
but
gonna keep it at a
that's open
5-year
for
clip?
discussion. I'm sorry?
Are you going to keep it at a 5-year?
It is currently proposed as a 5-year term, yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
these
mean-
are things we can continue to, discuss and revisions.
Okay, yeah, I'll send you my notes.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Are you still proposing, you proposing now that council appoints them? I didn't get
Yeah.
to read your email, so.
Yeah.
Council instead of the mayor.
All-
Yes.
All of them, even the at-large?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So if everybody wants to, add their comments to this document, and do you want to be the keeper of the?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
all right, and get those back to, Mr. Sims in 2 weeks. And then we can get those compiled and the ordinance, rewritten, and we'll go from there about getting it approved. And I know the mayor would be happy to have that little item off his plate, so that's just a win-win for everybody.
And believe it or not, the conversation this month is already talking about holiday planning and putting up Christmas decorations because we're already almost to that time of the year.
Yeah.
So you'll see a quick turnaround as we sail through Halloween to getting ready for downtown Christmas activities. So
Yeah.
look forward to that.
Awesome. Okay, great. So everybody, do your homework, and we'll get everything to Mr. Sims in 2
Big
weeks.
Lots already has Christmas decorations and all. Can we get through Halloween?
No, you cannot. That Christmas starts in mid-August. I mean, they go. Huh?
Councilor.
Can we, do we get to throw candy again? Alex got real excited and then not so sure. Yeah, brought us in. Okay, okay, 03-10-21 is a request for consideration of a tent variance for Trinity United Methodist Church in order to keep a tent in the parking lot through Christmas from myself. So this is the tent that they already got permission to put up in the Claremont parking lot. It's over in the corner, you might have seen it. They've been using it on Wednesday nights for dinners, and they've been having Bible studies meet out there on Wednesday nights. The youth group uses it on Sundays so that they can have their event outside regardless of weather conditions. And they made the decision that they would like to keep it up through Christmas to kind of get through the busy Advent Christmas season and still allow people to do all the various things and stay safe in the outdoors. So this is literally just an extension time-wise. So the tent will be the same tent, same size, and it will just stay there through, I believe, did he say December 31st? I think that was what Robert said. I think it's December 31st, and then they'll get it taken down. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, that'd be November 1st through December 31.
Yeah.
Because they only have October.
Yeah, they have October is covered because that was in the original motion. So this is just an extension of that for a month or 2 months. All right. Motion?
Move to approve.
All right. Motion for Ms. Andrus, second for Mr. Allamon. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right. That is 5-0 to approve. And with that, we are adjourned.